What is going on, Washington fans? It is free agency, aka our Super Bowl. If you're fans of the Washington Commanders, welcome to the JTFB channel. I am Josh Taylor, content creator and contributor for Bleacher Report. I'll be doing some streams all week long for free agency, both on the channel and on the Bleacher Report app. And also follow me on X at Josh Taylor FB. But guys, let's get to the chat. It is popping. We already almost have 100 people in the chat for the free agency frenzy. What's going on? And I was at work today. I was driving pretty much all around the state of Texas today. Terrible day to be traveling and working the way I was today. But still, guys, let's talk about it. Let's get to some chats going on real quick. Underscore Kenny says, let's go. Mid signings so far, but going to be key players. We're going to talk about these signings, guys. And if you've been watching and paying attention to some of my videos, you saw a couple of these coming, but then also you notice the trend that's going on with some of these signings, guys. J-Dubs, Josh, can you give us any info on what you're hearing about our own guys like Cam, Fuller, and Curtis? So let's start right there real quick. And then we're going to be bouncing around, obviously, throughout the live stream. Probably be live for like an hour or so. And, of course, if anything breaks, I'll talk about it. Got my phone on, got notifications on. So real quick, nothing on Cam that I've heard so far. Still kind of just waiting to see what's going on with the piece and is he staying around. But we've got an idea what the market looks like for safeties right now with guys like Darnell Savage, Xavier McKinney. There's been a couple other ones today, but I don't think he's going to get what he's really hoping for and what he was expecting to get for Cam. So I think Washington was like, look, let's see how things go. Look at the rest of the signings. Just see like what that market's like for both ends. Like, Cam, we want you to see what it's like. If you can get a better deal, go get it. But then also we want to kind of show you where we're coming from with this whole thing with our numbers. I'm not going to throw any numbers out there because him and his dad both hate me, I feel like. It seems like every time I say something on X, they both come at me. So I'm kind of going to stay away from talking about Cam until something happens because I'm smarter than that. And I've learned my lesson like twice. I don't know why they hate me, but I mean, I got in a fight with Cam that one time during the Rams games. That's probably why. But still, with Fuller, it sounds like he's not coming back. Or he's, let me not say that. It sounds like he's at least testing the free agency market, seeing what's out there. Ben Standig kind of said something this morning about it. Just the feel seems like he's going to at least test his options and see what it's like out there. And then I don't think it rules out him coming back, though. I think it's the same scenario as Cam. Go test the waters, jump in the pool a little bit, dip your toes in it, get your floaties on. And if you don't like it, it's too cold, get back out and come back here. And we're going to work something out. I think that's really how it is for both of those. Curtis, someone said it not too long ago, there is zero wide receiver market right now because the draft is so good. So that kind of helps Washington. If you want to bring back Curtis Samuel, you're going to do so at a good price. But it also hurts Washington as in there's not many teams like, hey, we're going to like poach Curtis from you and like pay him a good amount. I still think teams like Kansas City, Carolina should be in the mix for Curtis Samuel, which is crazy. They're two completely opposite teams, but they could both use a guy like Curtis Samuel big time. But if I had to pick one of those to come back, I mean, it would have to be Cam. Crazy enough. I thought it would be Fuller, but it just sounds like it's not going to happen. Once again, I'm not ruling it out. I think there's still a chance of everything. All right, let's go through the chat some more real quick before I bring up some of the stats. Not mid signings. We lose a lot of players and filling holes. What's up? Shout out to my boy Mason. Go subscribe to his channel, Keeping Up with the Commanders. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and like the video, get more people on board. And then as always, you can join the channel as a member for only $2.99 a month as well. Support the channel, and I'll be doing a ton of cool breakdowns in all of the signings. I got all 22 and everybody, guys. You know me. All 22 for college, NFL, you name it. I got everything. Who got better coming out of the NFC East? Oh, man, the Giants got Burns. They got some linemen as well. The Giants made some moves, but they lost McKinney. Eagles made some moves. They got Saquon. Giants lost Saquon. The Cowboys probably got the worst of it so far. They lost two really good guys in Dorrance Armstrong and Tyler Biadasz to us as well. That's center. Both ascending young guys, which, like I said, I'm going to talk about them. Doug H says, busy day today, Josh. You are absolutely right, man. I can't tell you how many times I had to pull over and make some graphics today. But let's get to it. There's a lot of chats. There's like 100 chats. I'm not going to be able to get through. Like I said, we got 120 people live right now. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Let's bring up some numbers. Let me share the screen and see what we can take a look at. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on these numbers, these signings, everything we got so far. Where's my button? Here it is. So this is just a little recap going on. So it starts obviously with Zach Ertz was signed a few days ago, 1 year, $5 million, really generous contract, veteran guy. I liked it. I was like, look, it's a guy that knows Cliff Kingsbury's offense. It's a veteran tight end, really replacing Logan Thomas. What we got in him, pretty much signed him for like nothing. Then of course today, shout out to Mason. He said, "What's the Josh?" He asked me yesterday. He said, "What's your prediction on the first free agency signing that Washington does?" And I said it's going to be Armstrong. You know, it's always been Dorrance Armstrong. He's been the guy. And like I said in my prediction video, if you checked that out, he was my pick for who Washington would sign because he is a familiar face. And he is one of these young ascending players that had a lot of production in his role, kind of like a Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff was just more of the household name. Bryce Huff was the popular guy. But Dorrance Armstrong is the guy that thrived under Dan Quinn's defense. He's going to do the same with Joe Witt Jr., obviously. And it was a really good contract. So let's talk about some numbers real quick. Y'all keep the chat going. I'm going to bounce around, pick some stuff. I'm trying to read it and read this and keep up with everything on my phone. So forgive me. But Aaron Wilson _NFL, I think he's with CBS, tweeted this out not that long ago, or posted this out not that long ago. Said Dorrance Armstrong, 3 years, $33 million base value. Max value is $45 million. So that's $22.125 million guaranteed, $15 million signing bonus, salaries $1.125 million guaranteed. And $30K per game active roster bonus annual, $3 million annual sacks incentive, playtime, $1.5 million sacks / playtime base escalator, blah, blah, blah. 2027, 2028 are voidable years. So this is what you need to know about this. And shout out to Mason _Kinahan. Go follow him on X as well. Does great stuff. He's been keeping me going on X all day as well, keeping up with him. So he kind of just made it a little bit easier when he was talking about Aaron's tweet. He quoted it and said, "This contract is looking a lot better for Washington." Said the base is $11 million per year, pretty much. 22.125 is the only thing guaranteed, with lots of incentives. So playing time incentives and then also sacks or production incentives. That's something that's been that's another like trend, a lot of incentive-based contracts. We'll talk about Austin Ekeler's as well and what that looks like, but it's been a lot of incentive stuff. So that the base stuff, the guaranteed stuff has been very team-friendly across the board for all of the signings for Washington so far, but we needed somebody on that end that had the upside to really get things going. You know, as much as you want to talk about how long we had that defensive line with Deron Payne, John Allen, Chase Young, and Montez Sweat, we knew it wasn't going to last forever, guys. Shout out to Prime, by the way. You're going to keep me hydrated on the stream. Forgive me, I've been talking all day, so my throat's going through it. But we're going to get through this stream, guys, I promise. But that's something I saw Dorrance Armstrong as the guy because of, like I said in my little clip that I shared out on X, he's the guy that's like, look, I'm young, I'm ascending, my best is ahead of me. I am ready for more. Give me more snaps, give me more responsibilities. Let me be that 3-down guy for you. Like, Dan, you saw what I did in Dallas. It was a no-brainer bringing him to Washington. Now, Tyler Biadasz is another guy that is from Dallas, signing a 3-year, $30 million contract, which is still really good. Really good deal. Let's get to some chats real quick, guys. I told y'all I'm not going to ignore y'all here. I know y'all are talking to each other as well. Let's go through some stuff. Real quick, DC Dave said Fuller gone right. Not officially, but it sounds like, once again, he's testing the waters. Nothing's 100%. Like I said, he could come back. Shout out to my guy. Like I said, Mason, follow him. He's been putting out some good stuff all day today, keeping me going. Let's see what else we got here. Simmons to DC. So that's another thing. We haven't heard like a lot of safety news. We still need Justin Simmons to happen. Is Jabril Cox a free agent? And he could. It sounds like Jabril Cox is not coming back. But we haven't heard any Cam news, and we haven't heard any Fuller news to a certain extent. Like I said, it sounds like they're both just kind of testing it out, seeing what offers they're getting, and then I guess reevaluate everything with Washington. But it does sound like Washington is in the corner market. They were interested in Isaiah Oliver, former 49er. I forgot where he signed. I can't keep up with all of them, but it was like one of the first things this morning that I read. But Washington was interested in Isaiah Oliver. Like I said, corner of the 49ers. Adam Peters knows who he is, so they have that connection. But still, Washington is in the corner market. If we lose Kendall Fuller, who the heck are we going to have playing corner like week one? It's not going to be St. Juice and Forbes. I promise you that. There is no way that's going to be the starting tandem. I would guess Forbes is on one side, obviously. Maybe Quan Martin in the slot. Maybe St. Juice in the slot. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we add two corners. If you lose Kendall Fuller, you definitely sign like a big one, or you have to draft one. Now, I saw a mock draft today. I forgot who it was. Someone said that we would trade up into the first, like a late first, and take Cooper DeJean out of Iowa, the corner, and like that would be our starting corner. I don't know. But nonetheless, that's what I'm watching. If you lose Cam, if you lose Kendall Fuller, who's replacing them day one? That's the big thing. Let's see what else we got going on. Derek McCory says, love the move, Peters. I seen these coming, but I'm happy they were made. Real football people in the building, and it feels good. Now let's see if they produce. And one thing that's funny is a lot of people are comparing this to what Ron Rivera did when he started with the Panthers and signing all the Panthers. It's not the same thing, guys. These are, like I said, this is the trend with these players, younger guys. Obviously, Ekeler and Ertz don't fall under this, but I'm talking more of like where you're kind of spending your money, like the bigger signings for Washington, the Frankie Luvu, the Tyler Biadasz, and the Dorrance Armstrong signings, 26, 27-year-olds that are playing their best. You're getting them to where they're still climbing up into that peak of their prime. It's not like they're at their prime and you're going to pay them 3-4 years and just hope that maintains and doesn't drop off or maybe gets better. They said, look, guys, we're not going to just, throw money at some giant, names like the Falcons did, signing a 30-year-old Kirk Cousins for that long, for that much money, anything like that. The approach was, let's get younger guys who we can get a lot out of and have that breakout potential. Like I said, Frankie, Tyler, Dorrance, all three of those guys, big time. This is only day one, so there's still plenty of moves that could be made. I want to say Washington has spent a total of about 65, 66 mil today, like officially gone. So that still leaves you with like 30 something, maybe a little bit less. But you still have some money and there's still moves that could be made. Like I said, there's still plenty of things going on, but I saw somewhere on the drive home, I know, slapped my wrist. I was at a light. I promise. I was looking on social media and I saw like total money spent today, something like that. It was about like 66. The Commanders have brought with them the 49ers April vesting dates in their contracts. I have no idea what this means, but someone just tweeted some Washington stuff with the 49ers. I have no idea what that means, so I'm not going to read it until I see some more. I have no idea. Let's check on Adam Schefter and everything. No other news is broken so far. Praise the Lord. We're trying to keep up with everything. Jacoby Brissett did go to the Patriots not too long ago. Kind of expected. I think his was like an $8 million. It was like a 1 year, $8 million contract, something like that. Who are some potential quarterbacks we could sign? You know what? Hey, well, let's look. Because I had this up. I think technically Sam Howell is the backup quarterback now. But here's PFF's free agency roster, like the little breakdown of everything by position. So quarterback. Like I said, Jacoby Brissett just went. You have Jameis Winston, Tyrod Taylor, Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, Tyler Huntley, Josh Dobbs, Mason Rudolph are the top ones. Then, of course, Tampa up there. Honestly, I would just roll with Sam Howell for free. I think we can all agree that the pick at 2 is going to be a quarterback. Who is it? We don't know. Still to be determined. Mason says, talk about the GOAT, Frankie Luvu. And I love Frankie. I really like his game. He was PFF's number 2 linebacker in free agency. So, Mason, let's pull him up. Let's take a look at the free agent tracker. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've been using this religiously. Looking at some other things coming on. People are just talking about Ekeler. Like I said, guys, I'll be going live at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time on the Bleacher Report app, just talking about everything around the league, not just Washington. I'll be doing the Washington one on Thursday, just kind of grading everything. And I skipped Luvu. All right, so here he is. Obviously, they haven't upgraded everything yet. But once again, younger guy, 6'3", 235, drafted 2018. He's only 27 years old. Let's take a look at his stats and his breakdown on everything. I'm excited for him, man. Pass rushing grade is a 90.1. So we kind of heard what Dan Quinn wants to do with Jamin Davis and how he's not moving him to edge, but he's going to let him play more free, which is good. It's not like they're just sticking Jamin Davis back there and saying, like, Jamin, you have to be a true, like, old school 90s linebacker like Ron Rivera was doing. Like, hey, man, you got to be back there. It's Sam, Will, Mike, like that, like, or Sam, Mike, Will, whatever. That's what we have to do. Like, we have a set linebacker. No, it's not like that. Dan Quinn and Joe Ed Jr. both said that they're not going to have like a set scheme. He said 3-4-4-3. It doesn't matter. We're going to get after the quarterback. We're going to create pressure, and we're going to let the back seven just, or however many it is on the formation you have, just eat. Go after the ball, hit hard, be physical, just be in on the action every play. So from what I'm getting out of this is Jamin Davis is going to rush the quarterback more. He's going to stop the run on the way to the quarterback. That's the key thing for linebackers and edge rushers as well. Stop the run on the way to the quarterback. Do not let big plays get past you. God knows that happens to Washington way too much. But with Frankie Luvu, I don't want to say it's the same thing. It's not. I think he's better in coverage than Jamin Davis. I think he's a little bit more instinctive and higher IQ when it comes to just reading the plays and stuff than Jamin Davis. I think Frankie Luvu is to just another tier. I mean, it's nothing against Jamin. I love Jamin. I think he's good, but I think Frankie Luvu is great. I think he is a home run signing for a position that was such a big need, a position. This is where we signed Cody Barton, like David Mayo. This is a position that was just forgotten about and just left on the burners for so long. And they said, you know what? We're going to go after it. We're going to get one of the top guys. Now, in my opinion, it seems like Patrick Queen is going to be going to Seattle. Still waiting on that to break. But Frankie Luvu was always like the second option. Like, if you can't get Patrick Queen, get Frankie. He's like I said, he's the number 2 guy. Shout out to my guy Merle, member of the channel, Merle Garrett. Love talking to Merle, especially on X, and then always joining in on the live stream. Merle says, surprised they haven't signed a tackle yet. Any predictions who they want? So Michael Akwanu from the Patriots, they were in talks with him. They were interested in him. He was a right tackle. I'm interested to see. I think the Patriots would just keep him at right tackle. Like I said, he re-signed with the Patriots, so that's off the table. Obviously, it comes back to, I hate to say it, because the people are going to say the same thing. Tyron Smith, another Cowboy. Looking at him, looking at Jonah. Let's take a look at some tackle options that are here. I know that's what y'all want to hear about. Like I said, Tyron Smith on a 1-year, maybe bridge gap that doesn't stop you from drafting anybody, like especially at a left tackle, even like really high. Because one can Smith stay healthy for a whole season? I don't know. Mekhi Becton does not really fit Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Honestly, Tyron Smith really doesn't either. Like, he wants fast, like more athletic tackles, guys who can get to that second level, guys who can pull. Andres Pete is a name to watch for me, honestly. Josh Jones, another one, connection to Cliff Kingsbury. He was with the Cardinals with him. Jonah Williams, Roll Tide. I think Jonah's one of those guys that was just in a bad situation with Cincinnati. Just had to move to the other side. Didn't really like it. Just kind of whatever. Still super young. I would be all in on Jonah Williams. I think right now, re-signing Cornelius Lucas for backup at left or right, in my opinion, should happen. But I think Washington is in a position where like, hey, maybe we draft one. Like I said, guys, my plan all along has been moving pick 36 or 40 to get back up into that first round. So you take your quarterback at 2, whoever it is. We're not going to debate that. Not right now. We are taking a quarterback debate break. Like that's on the back burner. No debate. Take a quarterback at 2. Draft going. You see somebody in those early 20s that you like. Maybe even a little bit higher. Trade 36 or 40 and a pick next year, move up into the first round, take one of those guys, left or right tackle. Maybe they wait till 36 and just pick someone there. Like I said, Patrick Paul should be there. Kingsley, who has left, he can play left tackle or right tackle. He should be there at 36. Patriots are re-signing Jalen Reagor. Patriots are such a weird roster, dude. I don't know about that team. Onwenu, in my opinion, should have left. Should have came to Washington. But in my opinion, like this is honestly, this is a really good draft. If we didn't sign somebody, I'd be okay. In my personal opinion, just looking at the ceiling of these offensive tackles, I think they go with a depth backup guy like Josh Jones. Like I said, Andres Pete, maybe. George Fant, no. Trent Brown, once again, too big. Mekhi Becton, too big. Or Tyron Smith, if they can get him at a cheap deal, honestly, he's probably going to be like a 1 year, 10 mil kind of deal. I'll say max 10. Max 10. Like if he plays all season. But if not, I guarantee you, guaranteed money is going to be like 7.5 or 8 mil. I don't see Tyron Smith like breaking the bank. And I know he's a tackle. Offensive lineman been paid ridiculously today. Robert Hunt got a bag. Landon Dickerson got a bag. It's ridiculous. But I think that Washington, if they, what's the ceiling of these guys on the screen right here? Is it like a huge upgrade from honestly Charles Leno? Probably not. I don't think so. Onwenu was my guy. Once again, I'm not mad at Tyron Smith, but draft one. Draft and develop your left tackle and or right tackle. That is fine with me. Like, once again, trade one of those picks to move up into the first round. I don't care if it's a left tackle or right tackle. Get one of those high-end athletic guys we saw at the combine, breaking records, doing things that tight ends do. Give me one of those guys. But this is what the market looks like. So thanks for the question, Merle. Appreciate you as always. DC Dave says, B-Rob and Austin, let's go. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm Mr. Optimistic. Like, y'all are going to hate me, I guess, because I don't mind this Austin Ekeler deal. There is some running backs in this draft that I really like, but league-wide, teams hate this draft class. And you saw it today. Josh Jacobs. Aaron Jones is gone. A.J. Dillon's a free agent. But Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Tony Pollard, I'm missing some, Swift, and a bunch of other running backs, including Austin Ekeler, got moved to teams today and got paid a pretty penny because teams hate this running back class. Once again, there's some guys I like. I like Bucky. I like Marshawn Lloyd. I like Ray Davis. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Washington's not drafting a running back anymore. You can cross that off your mock draft. Washington is not drafting a running back. It doesn't mean we're not going to add one. I don't know what they think about Chris Rodriguez. I like him. I think they could get a speed back like a I don't know if Dylan Lobby goes undrafted or not, but Rasheen Ali, like somebody like that. Like we saw Keaton Mitchell go undrafted, and you saw his speed with the Ravens. Like if he stayed healthy the whole season, he'd have been phenomenal. I think he's going to be great for him. If we can get that speed back, that's fine. Like I don't care if it's a running back committee. Run the ball, help out a rookie quarterback. Now, once again, let's talk about this, guys. Austin Ekeler is a safety blanket. He catches so many passes. Is he the same Austin Ekeler that we've seen over the last few years? No. But he is going to help out your rookie running back tremendously. That's fine. Check down, like whatever protects the quarterback. Like Austin Ekeler has scored so many touchdowns in the last few seasons. Let me pull this up real quick. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I wasn't 100% prepared for this, but we're going to get there. All right. Austin Ekeler. First off, he is 28, almost 29. Still not bad. He's old for running back, whatever. I get it. Let's see if I can pull up the stats here. Boom. Magic. So yeah, going to be 29 this year. I'm going to talk about his contract here in a second. But let's look at rushing. Obviously, last year, a dip. Only five rushing touchdowns. Missed a couple games last year. 3, I think, last year. Then you look over here. Still had a longer 55. Like, he can still break one loose. 628 yards. Receiving. Had 51 catches for 436 yards. 1 touchdown. But before the year before that, you see 13 touchdowns rushing. The year before that, 12. Almost 1,000 yards rushing while still catching 107 passes in 2022, which is ridiculous, for 722 yards and additional 5 touchdowns. So you have that dual threat running back that can do a little bit of everything. And like I said, it's going to help out your rookie quarterback tremendously. Whether it's, he sees something he doesn't like, or like I said, he just has to hurry up and get the ball out. Then, boom, Austin Ekeler, let him move in space. Is he as shifty and fast as he was before? No. But that's okay. For what we got for this guy, let's take a look at his contract real quick. Because everyone is freaking out like, oh my God, wholly overpay. That's what everyone says under every single post pretty much. Let's see. I had the numbers here. 2-year deal worth up to 11.43. Let me see. Let me get the exact numbers. Okay, here we go. The deal includes a $3 million signing bonus and $4.82 million total in year 1. So really, he's only making $4.8 million in year 1. With, once again, incentives, has a chance to earn another $1.5 million in incentives this year. So really, it's not that bad. And JP said it. JP family said it not too long ago. Like, everyone's freaking out about it. But like, realistically, guys, like, once you actually break the contract down, it's not that bad. It's like $5 million a year almost. He said, I wouldn't worry about the reported money for Ekeler. Reality is probably 1 year about $5 million. And for his ability to score touchdowns, that's about worth it. Like, absolutely, it's worth it. He has more touchdowns in the last 2 years than Washington's offense scored by themselves. So just having a guy that can score and, like I said, help out a rookie, that's fun. Everyone's freaking out about it. It's not like we did some crazy overpay for Saquon or anything like that. I think realistically, Austin Ekeler is a 1-year deal. And remember this, the new running game coordinator is Anthony Lynn, who was his head coach with the Chargers. So they have that connection. He knows what to do with them. He knows how to get the most out of Austin Ekeler. He knows how to use him. Cliff Kingsbury's probably duh, get him here. That's fine. Absolutely. We didn't pay overpay for Josh Jacobs. We didn't pay a lot for Swift. We didn't pay a lot for Saquon. We got a guy that can score, really good red zone threat. Get him out in space and let him cook some. And B-Rob is still running back 1 in my opinion. This does not change that. I think you just now have a balanced running back committee, kind of how it should be. Antonio Gibson goes to the Patriots. You didn't really, get much out of him. You had the fumble problems. It kind of, it got better. Brent Henley says, so do you think Ekeler will be better than Antonio Gibson? I think he's more experienced. I think he's more reliable. He scores more. He has more impactful plays. Gibson wasn't that good in pass protection. Not saying Austin Ekeler is going to be amazing. But I'm just saying you have once again, a veteran guy filling in a hole. Like we all knew we needed out a running back. Would you rather them spend draft capital on a running back and a really good draft, by the way? I'm guilty for it. Like I said, pick 101, whatever it was. I'm drafting Bucky Irving every time I do these mock drafts. So I'm guilty of it. Would you rather spend valuable draft capital on a running back or just rent one for a year or two? Rent me one a year, like for a year or two. That's fine. I'd take that all day long. Like I said, is he the same guy he has been the last few years? No. Last year was a dip. Hopefully you can, get back to that. I'm not going to sit here and say this was like the best guy ever. He did have 5 fumbles last year. He had 5 the year before that. But when it comes to like touch ratio, he's touching the ball way more than Antonio Gibson ever did. Like I said, the dude had 107 catches 2 years ago, 51 the year before that. Rushing had 179 attempts last year and 204 the year before that. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't fumble it 5 times a year, but I don't think he's not going to be touching it that many times. I think you're going to see more B-Rob. We saw that receiving ability out of B-Rob, which I didn't even know existed as an Alabama fan. He didn't do that at Alabama. You saw him get these big time screens, make big plays out of it. This is what I like. You have a bruiser and B-Rob beating a defense down, just straight up mauling them, tiring them out. And then you have an Austin Ekeler who can come in with some fresh legs and make some stuff happen to a tired team. It's not going to be Austin Ekeler's running back one, guys. That's not what's happening. It is going to be a balanced running back committee. They can do different things. You can disguise more of your 10 package, with Austin Ekeler out there. Like, there's just so much more you can do with it. That's fine. Don't spend a top 100 pick or, heck, even like any 7th round pick on a running back. I would much rather rent one for a year for $5 million. That's pretty much what you're doing with Austin Ekeler. $1 million, 5 years. That's fine. Give me that all day. Oh, man, chat's popping. Let's see what we got going on over here. Look, man, I said we're not going to talk about the quarterback debate. That's all y'all are talking about. Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Guys, we're focusing on free agency. We have too much time to talk about quarterbacks. And I'm going to do a whole video on that. I'm going to do a live stream. Drake versus Jaden Daniels. Don't worry, guys. I will. Isaiah Wright, other running back from Oregon. I'd still draft. I'm not going to spend a really good draft pick, like maybe a 7th on a running back. But the consensus is league-wide, people don't like this running back draft class. If you can get somebody for a really good value, maybe. If Bucky's at the late 4th or 5th somehow, then you're like, okay, something's going on. Post Austin Ekeler life, it'd be nice to have Bucky if you're getting him in the 5th round. Like I said, with that being said, I think there's going to be some guys that you can get in, post draft, unrestricted free agents, or undrafted free agents that you can sign. Like I said, the Keaton Mitchells of the draft last year. Like I said, Rasheen Ali's a guy I would love. Adam Marshall, speed guy, home run, ability. That's what I love. That's what I'm really looking for. Our Devon Chain. Kind of guy, someone that can take it to the crib. Let's see. Considering next free agent priorities are left tackle and secondary depth, where do you think they go? So I pulled up the offensive line list and took a look at it, but I didn't take a look at corners and safeties and stuff like that. So let's take a look real quick. Where's it at? So we're at offensive line. Center, like I said, once again, guys, I love this value for Tyler Biadasz. Pretty sure that's how you say his name. It's Biadasz. I don't know. Close enough. That's not. I don't think it's Biadasz. That just sounds. I think it's Biadasz. That's what I'm rolling with until I hear him say it. No one's breaking down film oh, look at Tyler the center. No one's doing that. So it's hard to find a name of people actually saying his name or a video. Do I think they're done with offensive line? Maybe not. Maybe they get some depth guys. Maybe a Dalton Reisner, Damian Lewis from Seattle. Let's go. I think they're done with edge. Linebacker, they might sign like one more, like maybe like a Kenneth Murray, Denzel Perryman, kind of like a depth guy. Cornerback, here we go. So obviously the world's waiting on Kendall Fuller. That's what we're waiting on. Kendall Fuller got to go. I don't know. If you lose Fuller, like I said, who's replacing him? Who's the big one? Alex says Biotish. Tyler Biotish. That's what we're gonna say. Looking on some notifications, nothing Washington related. So I don't know. Alan said he'd like Jonah Williams. I mentioned that, and people hated me for saying that. Like I said, I don't hate it. He's still got plenty left in the tank. But I think when it comes, I think you have to sign one. I think Josh Jones, Mason asked any guys you think Washington could sign next or tomorrow. I think Josh Jones happens tomorrow. I think Washington signs Josh Jones. Like I said, once again, he has that Cliff Kingsbury connection. He'd be a depth guy, that left tackle. And I think they draft one. I think they are just focused on drafting the left tackle of the future. And I'm telling you guys, I'm like 80% sure Adam wants to trade back up into the first round from pick 36 or 40 and take one of those guys. I think so. But then also you have to look, Mason, this more than anybody. You got to take a look at some of those guys that Dan Quinn had over there in Dallas. But let's take a look at cornerbacks. Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore, once again, was what the Cowboys seem to kind of come back to life a little bit. Logan Kendall is not on a franchise tag. Franchise tag's over. Windows closed. He's not on a franchise tag. Now we need Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter's not coming to Washington. There's no way we're going to pay both. Dorrance Armstrong and Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter going to get a bag from who? I don't know. That's a tricky one. We trade back up for an OT. Yes. I think so. But maybe they run it back with Stephon Gilmore. Maybe Quinn's like, look, give me Stephon Gilmore for a year. He can mentor Forbes. Like Stephon Gilmore's, I don't want to say one of the all-time greats, but he's good, really good. One of the all-time goods. Is that a thing? One of the all-time goods. Like I said, he really played up to Quinn and Witt, and he just doesn't want to see Terry in practice. That's all I could think of why he wouldn't want to come here. He doesn't want to relive that Indy game where Terry baptized him. Steven Nelson, Kenny Moore is an intriguing one. Adoree Jackson, Ahkello Witherspoon was with the 49ers. Adam Peters knows him. There's some things. You never know. Alex says Quan Martin replacing Curl. Sure, he is upset with the market he ended up with. I think, once again, I'm not going to speak for Curl because every time I do, he comes at me. But I don't think the safety, if you're not Xavier McKinney, I don't think the safety market is what you hope it is as a player. Like as a team, you're like, boom, I love this safety market. It's very favorable. Like Antoine Whitfield Jr., obviously our franchise tag, Kyle Duggar did. McKinney, 4 years, $68 million. That's great. Like he got paid, rightfully so. Super young guy. Geno Stone, 2 year, $15 million. That's a great contract for the Bengals. That is a great contract. Darnell Savage, they haven't come out with his numbers yet, but he's on a 3-year deal. Taylor Rapp, 3 years, 10.62. Great deal for the Bills. Kevin Byard, he got paid a little bit more than I thought he would, but I don't know. Bears wanted to pay him. I don't know why they really did. Doesn't really make sense. Had some other options. Tayshaun Gibson was with the 49ers. I could see that reunion. Julian Blackmon kind of intrigues me. Jordan Fuller kind of intrigues me. Jeremy Chin, once again, like if you're mad at Curl for not getting interceptions and stuff, then you're not going to like Jeremy Chin. But he's around the ball a lot like Curl is, and he gets, stops and tackles. And Micah Hyde can't stay healthy. Jaron Kearse Cowboy connection. So there's some options there. Or you can get a Cam Kinchins. I in my opinion, I think you're going to see a bigger role for Quan Martin, which is good. I think he deserves it. I think he showed some really good flashes and on a team that didn't have any leadership, on the field defensively, but then also coaching was just horrendous. So I'm super excited for Quan Martin. If you follow me, I love Quan Martin in the draft. That was my pick every year in the last 5 years. In my final mock draft, like predictions, I've guessed one person Washington signs. I'm like, he fits this team so freaking well. Whether if it was like Antonio Gibson, Antonio Gandy Golden, Sam Howell, but Quan Martin was my guy. I love what he can do. I think Dan Quinn is just antsy to get him on the field because there's so much you can do with Quan, whether you're putting him at free safety, strong safety, you're doing 3 safety sets and he's like in the box, or you're putting him as nickel corner. He can even play just straight up corner. Quan Martin can play every position in the secondary. And I know it wasn't like pretty to start. There was a transition. Once again, really bad coaching, not much developing going on. And I think under Dan Quinn and Witt, Quan Martin's going to thrive. So salute to Quan. This sip's for you. I think Quan's my breakout player on defense next year. And that's with the first round corner on the team. I think Quan Martin's the guy. I'm super excited. Alex said, I guess Forbes call me a dumbass, I guess. Dude, you're not. We are all in the same boat. I think a lot of us obviously wanted Gonzalez, and then once Forbes happened, we kind of talked ourselves into it. And I'm still optimistic. I'm still optimistic for Forbes. Let him get some actual coaching and see what happens with him. Like, his college career was not a fluke. I liked him at Mississippi State. I knew he was undersized, but there's undersized guys in the league that still play at a high level. And I think Forbes can do that. Going back a little bit, Nathan said Micah Hyde. He just can't stay healthy. I'm not really high on, paying him, whatever he wants for him to not play. Put Kendall at safety, replace Curl and draft day rookie corner. That's an idea. Except he wouldn't really replace Cam. He'd be more of a free safety like he was with the Chiefs. Cam's more of the strong safety role. I think Kendall's better in space than Curl is. So maybe Kendall goes to free safety, but then like 1, he has to agree to that. Like 2, the payment kind of has to look like that. He probably wants to stay a corner. When I talked to him, when I had him on the channel, not this draft that happened last, but the one before that, he was like, look, I think in this point in my career, I'm best as an outside corner. That's really where I feel comfortable. Has he changed his mind in the last almost 2 years? Who knows? But the last time I talked to Kendall Fuller, he just thought that he played best on the outside. Because I asked him, I'm like, look, you played free safety with the Chiefs, you played corner with the Chiefs. Obviously, you're playing corner for Washington now. Like, is that where you're best at? You played some nickel as well. Where do you line up best at? And he's like, put me on the outside. That's where I feel more comfortable, like at this point in my career. And I think Kendall Fuller has been so underrated by this fan base for so freaking long, just because his whole defense sucked and the coaching staff sucked. Everyone just said, yeah, everyone on this team, everyone on the defense is bad. I'm telling you guys, you have to do more than just watch the game. You have to really go back and watch individual players. And I just remember throughout the whole season, like, I saw John Allen making plays. I saw John Allen doing big boy technique stuff. I'm like, dude, like bear trap techniques, spin moves, like eating up runs, like taking up 2 or 3 blocks so Deron Payne can go, or Chase Young could, run past the quarterback, or Montez Sweat to, do his thing. Like, I saw good things on tape out of some guys, but you could just tell there was they gave up. They had no belief in what they were being told to do. And I don't blame them. if Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio is telling me what to do on defense, I'm like, bro, I don't think this is going to work. I don't feel good about this. I am better than what is being shown on the field. So I think already by just the coaching staff, the talent level went whoop on defense because of you went from the worst coaching staff possible for a defense in the league with those two goofs to now, whoop, Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., one of the best. Like, you can put them up there with the Mike McDonald and the Anthony Weaver when they were the Ravens. Like, I'm telling you guys, they took that Cowboys defense. It was so bad and made it so good. The things they did, not even just with like Deron Bland. Of course, you can talk about Micah Parsons. I am so excited to see what this defense looks like. And I know, guys, I drink the Kool-Aid all the time, and I get hype, and I talk my shit, and I get y'all excited too, and we get let down every year. But it just feels different. It just feels like we have actual people, like, first off, ownership. Then you have the GM. Then you have the right coaching staff. It just feels much better here. Let's see. Alex said Fuller's a dude, but he probably moves on. So like I said, latest I heard this morning and just kind of reading everything, Ben Standig kind of said it too. It sounds like Fuller is at least testing the market. I know we've had some people come in. If you've been here the whole time, it sounds like I'm kind of repeating myself. I'm sorry. We've had about 150 other people join in since the beginning. First like 30 minutes. So I kind of want to, reiterate some stuff. People ask me about Fuller, Cam, stuff like that. It sounds like Fuller is at least going to be testing the market. We haven't heard anything yet. I think you hear some Fuller news. I think they were kind of waiting for some of these to happen. Same with Cam. Like, they were waiting on Xavier McKinney, Geno Stone, kind of waiting on this middle. Oh, I'm looking on my screen, not y'all's. They're kind of waiting on this middle of the pack here to see like what happens. I think these two here really helped this Cam Curl situation get going. I think that's kind of what or other teams at least have been waiting for. Like, let's see what Xavier McKinney and Geno Stone go for before we offer something to Cam Curl. Because Geno Stone led, I think he was second in the league in interceptions. He had like 6 last year, something crazy. But I think Cam happens soon. I think we hear about Cam either tomorrow or Wednesday. And I think Fuller happens tomorrow, Wednesday too. Like, guys, I think the next 48 hours, we're going to have a lot of questions answered. It happened very quickly today. Like, the first 3 hours was just like Kirk and all these other big news happening. Let's get to some more chats. CJ Gardner-Johnson has safety for us, a possibility, not rolling it out. Merle says, I feel good with Christian Holmes at DB. Christian Holmes showed me a little bit. Christian Holmes is a physical dude. I like Christian. I like him outside at corner. I like how sticky he is. He showed some good stuff. He played some reps in the end of the season. He had some snaps. I'm not against Christian Holmes, as a depth guy. But once again, my question is, and I want y'all answer: if you lose Kendall Fuller, who are you replacing him with? Are you drafting somebody again? It's got to be a high. It's got to be a high one. And this is a really good corner class. Y'all know I'm a giant Cam Hart fan. I am pounding the table for Cam Hart in third if he's there. High third. Take Cam Hart. But if not, you're going to have to go in the second. If you want a high caliber starting corner right away. But Dan Quinn is also shown that he can develop these guys that you've never heard of. He's like Deron Bland, boom. He's going to break the record for pick sixes in a season. Dan Quinn said, I have no problem developing these late round guys. Andrew says, Cam Kinchins fits the scheme. Yes, I love Cam Kinchins. He's a dog. I talked to him a lot at the Senior Bowl. I told him he's a dog. He's like, I know. He is one of my draft. I have my top 5 draft crushes. Cam Kinchins is in that top 5. Cam Kinchins reminds me of a lot of a certain safety that played at Miami. That's all I'm going to say. He's very instinctive. He's just so quick to react, and he hits hard. He has great ball skills. He catches things. There was one against the Clemson game I talked to him about. I said, dude, how the hell did you catch this? This guy, Cade Klubnik was throwing it out of bounds over his tight end's head. Cam is literally sliding on his knees as he's going out of bounds and just catches it right before he goes out of bounds. The dude is so good. I love Cam Kinchens. I'm not saying he is Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor is one of one. Don't want to get a Sean Taylor tattoo so bad. I was thinking about that today. Sean Taylor is one of one. But dude, he is so instinctive. And I think Patrick Queen is going to the Seahawks. I don't know. Let me see. No one's tweeted it yet. I just got a text. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I texted somebody and said I think he's going to be a Seahawk, and someone said, God dang, called it. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet. Let me know if he is a Seahawk and I missed it. But someone, Mason said fake tweet. Okay. I kind of thought so. I saw that fake tweet earlier though, but this guy literally just texted me like just now. Maybe you just now saw this. But anyways, I'm telling you, Cam Kinchens, and would he be there in the early third? I don't know. Maybe. Sean Taylor did cover the entire field. Sean Taylor covered the entire state, not just the whole field. Sean Taylor, there will never be another Sean Taylor. But I will say Cam Kinchens is so like he's a glimpse of Sean Taylor. That's all I need. That's all I need. Dude's a beast. I like I said, he was like one of my favorites to talk to. Dude's a dog. Let's see. Nothing official yet for Patrick Queen and Seahawks. I didn't think so. I didn't see anything pop up. I'm just trying to keep up with all my texts. Honestly, want Gerald Everett to come to Washington. Another just veteran tight end option. I think Washington's going to draft a tight end like later on, like 4th, 5th round. Hold on. Mason sent me something about Dorrance Armstrong. Dude, holy shit, y'all. I'm so good at this. Dorrance Armstrong's cap hit per year, 2024 is 4.885. I think on the prediction show, I literally said between 4 and 5 mil for the first year. That's nuts. 2025, 9.76, 2026, 12.3, 2027, 6 mil avoidable. Backload contract for Armstrong and pretty much nothing this year in terms of cap hit. That's phenomenal. That's a great contract. That is a great contract. I swear to you, I said you're going to pay him like 4 to 5 mil in his first year of the contract. That's nuts. I'm about to go back and rewatch it. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said. But I'm not going to go rewatch it, but I swear I said like 4 or 5 mil first year. That's crazy if that's what it is. What pick you think the corner from Bama is? There's two. There's Terrion Arnold and there's my boy Kool-Aid. I think they're both first rounders. I think Arnold, the corner class is ridiculous, by the way. Let me see. Yo, I swear I said he was going to be. Let me see. I think they're both going to be first rounders. Some people have Kool-Aid above Terrion Arnold. This corners class is just so crazy. Hold on, I got to figure this out. Scheme. He knows what he's getting into. This is a perfect scenario for Dorrance Armstrong to come to Washington. So I don't think they swing like heavy, mostly because these guys aren't going to be available. If anything, Danielle Hunter is going to be on the table. And I'm honestly shocked that the Panthers traded Burns for like nothing to the Giants. A 2nd and a 5th. That's sad. Look, man, come here. We got you. You played well with the Cowboys. Do that same thing here for us. Go get the quarterback. Excuse me.
go get the quarterback for us. So I think Dorrance Armstrong is the edge defender that
I'll have to rewatch it another time when I get off. But I swear I said it was like $4 million the first year, which is nuts. That's such a good contract for Dorrance Armstrong, too. Phenomenal contract for Dorrance Armstrong. Like, honestly, none of these signings have been like, oh my God, I can't believe we signed. Like, I can't believe we did that deal. Like, that's terrible. These have been really good signings so far. Kingsley Suamatai, don't think you could go wrong with the Sewell bloodlines. Hey, it's like WWE bloodline, baby. Dude, I like Kingsley, and he can play both sides. Kyrie Jackson's a DMV boy. You can't go wrong with us DMV boys, man. Kyrie's probably going to be, man, he's so long and lengthy and physical. Pause. Like I said, the corner rankings for this draft are so all over the place. So all over the place. Like the rankings, I have some people saying Cooper's one, some people saying Terrion Arnold's one, some people saying Kool-Aid's one, and then some people have Cooper like 3 or 4. Like, it's so all over the place. I think you can get Kyrie in the 3rd. I think so. I think Kyrie Jackson goes in the 3rd, and I'm fine with that. Like I said, Cam Hart, Kyrie, both guys I really like. I like Max Melton a lot too. He's another one of my guys. He's not an official draft crush. Cam Hart's a draft crush. Cam Kinchins is a draft crush. Ben Sinnott, tight end, Kansas State, is a draft crush. I haven't decided which edge is my draft crush yet. I've been rotating between 3 guys. Paul's, Adisa Isaac, Chop Robinson, and Darius Robinson. And I thought about this today too. Somebody stopped me. Dorrance Armstrong's kind of like Darius Robinson. They're both super big, long arms. Mason might be able to help me out with this if he's still here. He is so long and lengthy. It's crazy. I said pause. That saves me. I said pause. Dorrance Armstrong's got long arms. It's 34.75 inches, I want to say, which is nuts for an edge rusher. Nuts. I forgot what Darius Robinson's official like wingspan and everything was when he measured at the Senior Bowl, but they kind of remind each other. And then Dorrance Armstrong can play all over the line. He's not just a stick him on the end kind of D end. He can play everywhere on the line. They kind of remind me of each other. Kind of. I'm not going to say they're like, exact people, but I don't know. Biggie says, Josh, how tall are you? Someone told me you were 6'7". Must have been a Bala shot call of 2020. Bala. I'm definitely not 6'7". I wish I was. If I was 6'7", I would have played football. I played baseball, surprisingly. No, I am 5'11". When I had my surgery, I got up to like 240. I was big, man. I'm back down to like 225. Back in the gym, y'all know me. I got to be fit for training camp. I can't be showing up to Ashburn with Kay Adams and Annie Agar showing up looking rough. Y'all know, hey, last 2 seasons at training camp have been good to me. I missed out on Kay, but she sent me the personalized video. This will be the year I get to see Kay Adams. I can't be showing up looking bad. Like post-surgery, Josh, like I'm almost at my peak. I'm like the free agents. I know I'm 30. I'm a little old. I look young though. But I'm getting into my prime. I'm telling you guys, the baby face, 32 is like my prime. I'm in the game at a great time right now. Somebody gonna sign me long term. That's all I'm gonna say. Somebody gonna throw me the bag. Please trust me. Any one of these rookies are better than Fuller. Plus, we get a high second. I mean, I didn't want to talk draft too much on here, but y'all might make me do like another mock draft live stream this week. We'll see. There's just too much going on for agent wise. But I love this corner class. I tweeted it out like, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. I was like, guys, this class is so good. I think my boy Serge said no one's talking about Josh Newton. Like this whole corner class is ridiculously good. And it is. So I'm not ruling it out, but we've kind of seen early that Washington is at least interested in some corners. Like I said, Isaiah Oliver was a guy they were looking at. Thank you, Mason. Same arm length. I kind of figured. But Robinson tested slightly more athletic and is a lot bigger than Armstrong. He's probably a couple inches, and he's definitely heavier. Armstrong's like what, 260 something. So I don't know, maybe a little bit faster on that outside. Abel says Henry and Baltimore have mutual interest. I think that happens. I think Henry either goes to Dallas or Baltimore. Let's make some predictions before we end this. Does Washington do anything these last few hours? I'm off work tomorrow, so I am a free man tomorrow. I do not use any mustache wax. I let it roam free. Sometimes I shampoo it. Big E says, yo, Josh, we'll set the market at an all-time high. Flip the script on their ass. Redoing it. I'm resetting the market. I'm not playing on a franchise tag. No woman's giving me a franchise tag. I'm a long-term man. I'm a franchise changer. Do you think it would be too expensive to get Justin Simmons? No. Especially if you don't pay Cam Curl. Pay Justin Simmons. Shout out to Justin Simmons. He's from Manassas. Not a lot of people knew that. Virginia boy. Y'all know me. I'm from Fred Vegas, baby. Fredericksburg. Yeah. Went to school at Louisa. LC, you know? You know? I mean, throw a dog bone at KJ Osborne if you can get him for a reasonable cost. He's a big, thick, pause again. I'm sorry. He's a big slot guy. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna call him thick. Mason said we're about to get that Mahomes contract. Look, trust. Joey says he can pull K Adams at the GOAT. Ask Mason. I got the video from K. I missed out on my chance at training camp. I had to fly back to Austin, Texas the day she was at training camp. But it exists. It's out there. Mason's my plug.
That entire conversation. I haven't seen your content. I'm excited to see it. I thought you were going to be here with the tux and some roses.
Oh.
And I thought we were going to get to meet today. A little bummed about that. We're with your friends.
That's my girl Kay. Y'all know what's good. Let's do a final prediction for tomorrow. We're not going to talk about Kay Adams. Y'all know that's my woman. Bengals are signing Zach Moss. So I'm telling you guys, running backs are being moved around the league today. They're being moved. Teams hate this draft class with a passion. So let's take a look at some. You went to Cortland. I am sorry. Like I said, I grew up in Fredericksburg. I know all about Cortland. Yes, we killed y'all and Fluvanna religiously in pretty much everything. Basketball, football, baseball. Louisa was it. Let's take a look at some options real quick before we hop off this live. And of course, my luck, something's going to break as soon as we get out of here. I don't think Washington's going to sign any. Let me just get to the top. I don't think they're going to sign any like backup quarterbacks, anything like that. I think Sam Howell is your backup quarterback, and he's free. So might as well keep it with him. Running back, we got Austin Ekeler. We're straight on that. Shout out to Terry. Terry is a member of the channel. If I can get over to the screen. Yo, Josh, what about Sion Vaki as a UDFA or a late round as a running back? So interesting. He played both sides of the ball. At the Senior Bowl, he was doing reps as a running back, and he actually looked good. Super fast. He could literally play anything. Special teams, safety, running back. He's just one of those crazy athletes. That's just dude, I'll do anything. Give me the ball. Breaking news, the Bengals are releasing Pro Bowl running back Joe Mixon. So another running back on the market, only 27 years old, comes off his fourth 1,000-yard rushing season, also totaling 12 touchdowns. First off, shout out to my guy Jordan Schultz _report, Bleacher Report. We're on the same team Bleacher Report. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow, 11 a.m. talking about big news, not just Washington, but league wide. So tune into that. But my guy Jordan is pulling some heavy hitters, y'all. Jordan is beating Schefter, Rapp, Tom. He's pulling some heavy hitters. He's definitely got some street cred after today. Jordan Schultz is shutting it down. Sources on sources. He's been the top guy, started with Pittman's contract, then a lot of big things today. Shout out to Jordan Schultz. Going to try to get him on the channel to talk about some free agency sometime. Whenever he's not, mass tweeting out contracts. But big day league-wide, honestly. Like I said, Mixon cut just now or released just now. Yep, Mason said it. Bengals releasing Mixon. Vaki looks like Junior Ekeler. I can see that. I could definitely see it. See, I would rather have him to Ekeler. I don't like that pickup at all. Super cheap. Once again, you're getting Austin Ekeler for like 1 year, $5 million essentially. That's beautiful. Love it. Calvin Ridley or Boyd would be nice. Honestly, is anyone against trading pick 36 or 40 for T. Higgins? Like, yo, you know how great that looks on paper? Like, that is a Madden roster. Is it smart? I don't want to say no, but we have just a lot of needs to where it's like, I don't see us paying a T. Higgins, but Calvin Ridley is going to get a bag in my opinion. Tyler Boyd would be a good option as well, more of like the affordable if you don't get Curtis Samuel back. But once again, I like wide receivers in like the 3rd round. Like, I think it's deep. If a guy like Malachi Corley's there, Brendan Rice, Xavier Leggett somehow makes it there, this is such a deep wide receiver draft. You just have no idea. Let's see. What does tackle look like? Let's take a look. Like I said, wide receiver wise, it could be, like I said, maybe Tyler Boyd. Maybe we bring back Curtis Samuel. I haven't heard anything on Curtis Samuel yet, so it's interesting. Thinking of some other, like maybe low-level ones. I don't see us getting like Chase. Oh, God. I'm surprised Chase Claypool's even on here. Josh Reynolds maybe, or Nick Westbrook, Akihene maybe. Tight end, I think we're good. Signing after we got Zach Ertz. I think we're good on tight ends. Like I said, I think we draft one late, maybe like 4th, 5th round, maybe 6th round. Tackle, if we go get somebody, it's going to be Tyron Smith for like a year, $8 million, guaranteed, max $10 million on that contract, if I had to guess. Trent Brown, a little too big for me. He's had some weight problems. I have too, so I'm not going to judge him. Mekhi Becton, same. I'm not on their level. Like, I'm not offensive lineman. Not even close. Jonah Williams, like I said, I could see like a 3-year deal with Jonah Williams at left tackle. But in my opinion, I think we sign Josh Jones tomorrow. I think it's a cheaper deal. I think he's just going to be like a solid depth guy. And I think we focus on the draft for left tackle. Don't know what they do at right tackle, or maybe vice versa. Maybe you sign a left tackle and you draft a right tackle. I don't know. But like, my guess is either Josh Jones, George Fant, Josh Nijman, or Andres Pete. Like, one of those guys. It's not going to be like sexy. Offensive linemen are never sexy. They're never the sexy picks, especially when you pay Robert Hunt. Jesus, what, 5-year, $100 million? Woo! Landon Dickerson got a bag. Jesus, they're guards. Guards is getting crazy money. So once again, it's not a crazy list left for the tackles, left and right tackle. So I am all in on the draft. All in on the draft. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Tony for the super chat. Plus Ekeler minus Trey Benson equals bittersweet. I love Trey Benson. Once again, another home run guy. I think the Austin Ekeler signing officially rules out Washington for using any draft capital on a running back. So you have B-Rob. You've got Ekeler now. You still have Chris Rodriguez. Like I said, Antonio Gibson's on the Patriots now. Trey Benson is like a home run guy, but the league just, for whatever reason, hates this running back class. Just hates this running back class. And I liked it. Like I wasn't, so I mean, next year's ridiculous. Like next year's running back class is amazing. And that's maybe partially why everyone hates the draft class this year, because they're looking to next year when you have like Quinshawn Judkins, Martinez. There's just, oh my God, it is loaded next year. But I'm telling you guys, undrafted guys, Jason McClellan, Rasheen Ali, Dylan Lobby, if he goes undrafted, like there's a lot of value in some undrafted guys. Like I said, I'm not going to just, pick on one guy. But like Keaton Mitchell was for the Ravens, just that speed back. It's not going to be a guy who's out all the time, but it's just like, okay, you're beating a defense down with B-Rob. You're letting Austin Ekeler get in space, whether it's like short passes and he's making big plays, or he's able to, create something out of nothing with his legs, which is a change of pace. Defense is like, oh my gosh, we're getting beat up. B-Rob's, mauling us over. And then boom, Austin Ekeler comes on the field. And then you have another potential. I think Chris Rodriguez is like, I don't know. He's not a speed back, but he's not like the biggest bruiser. I think he's a bruiser type, but I think he's got a little juice to him. So maybe he's going to be like the third running back on the depth chart. It's just because I've wanted it for so long. I want some kind of speed back. Like I really wanted Keaton Mitchell, and it made me so mad to see him do well with the Ravens this year. It's like I know I really want Trey Benson too. I appreciate your super chat. It is bittersweet, but once again, in Adam we trust. Ekeler 1 year $5 million. I'll take it. I'd rather pay $5 million if he gets 10 total touchdowns this year. It was absolutely worth it. Like rushing and catching, absolutely worth it. 100% worth it. Will he do that? I don't know. But would I rather pay $5 million, or would I rather spend draft capital on an unknown? I don't know. I'd rather pay the $5 million for right now for Austin Ekeler. Because I don't know what this draft class is going to look like. But I appreciate you, Tony. Thanks for the super chat. Panthers are not paying, I think now paying bad franchise tax. The Panthers are just in, somebody go get my boy Bryce. Like the video of like the puppy in the window. Somebody get Bryce out of there. Please, man. Or at least they better get T. Higgins. They better trade whatever it takes to get T. Higgins. They have to. Saw a report that Washington is going for Queen. I think that was before Frankie Luvu. I don't see them investing that much salary cap at the linebacker position after signing Frankie Luvu. Like I said, he was the number 2 guy. He was the number 2 linebacker free agent for me. I mean, PFF, like everyone, like that was the guy. I really wanted Jordan Brooks. I really wanted Azeez Al-Shaair. Those are my 2 guys. So we talk about tackle. We got our center. Still in the guard market. Jonah Jackson was gone. I really wanted him. Zeitler's out there. Reisner's not that old. Damian Lewis, a little big. Once again, not the biggest fan of the remaining guards except for those guys. Interior D-line, not worried about. Let me hit linebacker real quick. I just don't see them spending a lot on Queen. Maybe a Levante David, like once again, like a year gap guy. Maybe Bobby Wagner. Maybe Jerome Baker. Devin White. Josie Jewell's a nice guy. Younger. I really like Willie Gay. I like his athleticism, like his speed, I like his coverage. I think he would be a good, solid, cheap option because, I mean, still, we do need some more linebackers. Like, we have just Jamin Davis and Frankie Luvu now, like, coming back. And we haven't, like, re-signed anybody. We haven't re-signed a single player that we had. None. Making sure. Yeah, none. We haven't re-signed anybody. We have lost more of our own than we have re-signed our own. Like I said, Kenneth Murray, Isaiah Simmons is kind of intriguing. Denzel Perryman, Sion Takitaki, I think he got signed. Zach Cunningham, he was like hit or miss with the Eagles. I don't know how I feel about him. But we still, like, I think we could sign another linebacker. I just don't think they're going to swing big on Patrick Queen. I'm telling you, I think Patrick Queen is definitely a Seahawk, especially since they lost Jordan Brooks. Like, Mike McDonald's over there. He wants his guy. Definitely. I think it happens. Just a matter of time. They just got to get a number worked out. We should sign Cody Barton. I said I trust Adam Peters and I will stop if we re-sign Cody Barton. Absolutely. Sion got signed by the Pats. Thank you. I thought he got signed somewhere. So I think we signed another one. Like I said, I would really like Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal. He just had a crazy good year last year. I don't care how old he is. Like, he's producing. Like Danielle Hunter. Like, if we would have signed him, I'd have been fine. Terry said folks here in Charlotte are literally crying about losing Luvu. He was the heart and soul of the entire team. I mean, yeah. So shout out to Dean. He's like the head guy for like editor for Rigo's Rag for Washington. Website that covers Washington Commanders, but he also covers like the Panther stuff. And he was saying like Frankie Luvu is legit. He is going to be a day one leader, just a high motor guy. And I've watched some tapes. Like I said, I'm gonna do a breakdown on everybody, do some all 22 stuff, really go in depth and, break down some film on all these signings, every single person that we signed. I'm gonna do a video on them. Don't worry. Not just like one big one, just every single player. And I can't wait to do Frankie Luvu's. Can he get better in coverage? Yes. But once again, younger guy, starting to play his best. I think he can get there. But Dan Quinn's going to know what to do with him. Joe Witt's going to know what to do with him. So super excited for Frankie. But I think they signed one more linebacker. I think they signed. I'm going to call it. It's either going to be Willie Gay or Bobby Wagner on a decent deal. That's my guess. I don't know why, but Willie Gay keeps standing out to me. He keeps looking at me. Probably because I really liked him in the draft. But I love his athleticism. All right, let's see. I think we're going to wrap it up, y'all. We talked about a lot today. Like I said, my prediction tomorrow, Willie Gay, Josh Jones. I think we're finally going to hear some Cam McCurl news. I think we'll hear some Fuller news tomorrow. I wouldn't mind Ashton Davis, depth guy. Shout out to my boy Eddie Jackson, Alabama legend. Guard wise, I would like Damian Lewis. I'll say it. Terry said maybe Devin White. Yeah, Devin White too. He's just been playing so bad lately. It's been crazy. Oren Burks. Gay from the Chiefs? Yes. I would like Gay from the Chiefs. Please. Like I said, I loved him coming out of the draft. Just super athletic guy. And the offensive tackle, like I said, Josh Jones. If it's not Jones, it's going to be Tyron Smith. That's what I'm thinking. But that's pretty much what you can expect. Maybe Cliff Kingsbury gets a wide receiver he likes. Hollywood's still out there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Hollywood's still out there. He knows him. Tommy, no one knows anybody's cap situation. It is a giant mess. No, I'm just kidding. I think, hold on, let me pull me out real quick and see if I think someone said that we've spent like 66 mil. Let me see what Over the Cap's got cooking right now, real quick before I hop off this live. Cap space, because I don't know if they're up to date with all the signings. Yeah, they're not at all. Spot Track might be, but I think someone said we've spent like 60 mil. Nathan said we should have cut Andrew Wiley. So I talked about that on my offensive line video. Like, financially, it just didn't make sense. I think worst case scenario, you move Wiley to left guard. Like, if you absolutely have to, I think Stromberg's a guard. So I think you have a couple different options there, but like financially, you didn't save anything from cutting Wiley. Like, it just didn't make sense. Next year is when you have the out for Wiley. Like, this year, it just, even if it isn't the guy that you signed, it just doesn't really make sense to just, once again, now we have to find somebody else to fill that spot. As bad as he was, like, move him to guard and see how much better he can get. Let's see everything. So that's it, guys. Like I said, appreciate y'all coming by. Chat was popping. Had a lot of people live. We had almost like 300 at the same time. Probably going live again tomorrow. Like I said, I have a video in the morning I'm doing for the Bleacher Report, just talking about the whole league. So stop by if you want to watch that. Just hop on the Bleacher Report app. You'll see it pop up. And yeah, if y'all want me to go live tomorrow, if anything happens, honestly, if Washington signs anybody, even if it's like a long snapper. And y'all know I'll go live and talk about it because that's what we do. But hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's been a crazy day, and it's only the first day. We still have the rest of the night. It's only 9:22 here in Austin, Texas, 10:22 back home on the East Coast. And there's always late stuff going on, especially with all these West Coast teams. They wait till you go to sleep at like 2, 3, and then do some stupid stuff. So you never know. Y'all know I'll drop some graphics as well. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Trying to get to that 5K mark. Like I said, become a member of the channel, only $2.99 a month. I'll be doing breakdowns for all these players, and I'll drop it for members first. Then I'll go out to the public. Draft stuff. I'm going to be at the NFL draft. I'll be in Detroit, Michigan in April. I'm going to have some players come on the channel. I'll do some draft breakdowns on players I like. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of good perks. And of course, like I said, support the channel, guys. Appreciate y'all stopping by. And drop in the comments if there's anyone that you want me to keep an eye on, or free agency, any predictions or anything like that. But I will see y'all tomorrow night. It might be a little bit earlier than it was today. Like I said, I had to work today. I had to drive to Lake Colleen and back, and I was all over the place. It's crazy busy. But I went live as soon as I got home. So sorry that's a little bit late on the East Coast, but I appreciate y'all that still came by. Y'all always show out and support. But stay tuned. Check on the channel tomorrow because I'm trying to see what all I got going on tomorrow. And, of course, news-wise and stuff like that from Bleacher Report. Got to check that out, too. But I will definitely be going live tomorrow night. So I'll be back tomorrow night. See y'all then. Peace.